we are making chocolate mousse recipe. Looks delicious, isn't it? We are basically pumping air into chocolate and the texture will be very light and cloudy. You will totally enjoy it. Only 10 to 15 minutes are required and it is without eggs. Just 2 ingredients. Let's get cooking. Main ingredient is chocolate, guys, so it needs to be a good one. Here I'm using dark chocolate made with cocoa solids and not vegetable fat. So this comes for about 170 rupees for 500 grams. You can also use Cadbury Bourbon if you want to. Now let's prepare it. Here I have 250 grams of chocolate. I'm going to cut it into small chunks. I will not recommend you to use compound chocolate in this recipe or even dairy milk. Compound chocolate is basically made with vegetable fat. It doesn't hold much air, so it won't be very light and airy. And when you make it with dairy milk, it will be light and airy, but the taste will be a little weird because it is not very strong in flavor, right? The flavor will be a little bland because we are adding water to a milk chocolate, so the taste will be weird. Here I have chopped the chocolate. Now we will weigh it. Weighing the ingredients in this recipe is very important because the ratio needs to be right, otherwise the texture won't be what we want. So here I have added the chocolate. It is exactly 250 grams. For dark chocolate and Bourbon we need 75% water. So here I have a frying pan. In this I am going to add water. If you want to make it with compound chocolate, then you can try it with 50% water, and if you want to make it with dairy milk chocolate, then you can use 60% water. 75% of 250 grams is around 188, and that's the exact amount of water I am using right now. In this frying pan, we will heat it up in medium flame. Once the water simmers, we will turn off the heat immediately and we will add the chocolate into it. And now all you have to do is stir this together. This recipe is popularized by Heston, guys, and many of us believe not to mix water and chocolate. The chocolate seizes that way. With small quantity of water, it definitely seizes, but when we add more water, like 40, 50, 60, 70% of water, then there are no more lumps. It turns into a chocolate sauce kind of consistency in which we can add air by whipping, and it emulsifies into a whipped cream kind of texture, which is similar to chocolate mousse. I have been doing this recipe since 2015, and trust me, this is the purest form of any chocolate dessert you will ever taste. You must try it, guys. Enough talking. Here you can see the chocolate and water has mixed really well. Now we are going to use a whisk and combine it once more. If the water quantity is more, then all you will get is a chocolate sauce. You won't be able to whip it really well. If the water quantity is less, then it won't hold much air, it will solidify quickly. So here we have the mousse mixture ready. You can also use it as a chocolate sauce in other recipes. Now let's make it into chocolate mousse. For that you will need a large mixing bowl. In this I have some water. I am also adding some ice cubes because we need to make an ice bath. Next we will need a slightly smaller bowl than that, in which we will add the chocolate and water mixture and whip air into it. So here this bowl is going inside, which means the size is perfect. Now let's add the chocolate and water mix. You can save some for using as a chocolate sauce, and this can stay good for about 7 days in the fridge, but today I am making all mousse out of it, so all of it has gone into the mixing bowl. Now we will use a mixer. You can use an electric mixer like this one or a hand whisk also, and we will whip air into it. Just be careful, the chocolate mixture shouldn't be very hot. If it is lukewarm, that is the perfect temperature. Here I am checking the bowl. I cannot feel any heat, so this is perfect. Now I am getting rid of this whisk. I will use the electric mixer and whip air into it. This step will take 3 to 5 minutes. Three to 5 minutes with an electric mixer like this one, and if you are using a hand whisk, it will take about 6 to 8 minutes. One more thing to be careful about, guys, is the chocolate will only solidify when it touches the ice bath below. I mean, the bowl should go down into the ice bath, that's when it will solidify, otherwise it will remain a liquid. If the ice bath is super cold, I mean if you add lots of ice, that will also help. You can see how slowly it is turning from black in color to brown and now light brown. If if I talk in whipping cream language, this is similar to soft peak stage, which means the texture is perfect now. If you continue whipping, then it can separate. If I say it in Hindi, then it will look like कि chocolate mousse फट गया है. The mixer is out. Now I am using a spatula to get the sides in, and then we will let it stay idle in the ice bath for about 1 minute. That way it will solidify a bit and it will be easier to spoon into the serving bowls. I didn't have any almonds today. If you have almonds, do roast them, chop them into pieces and then add it right now. That way the taste goes to next level. So here after 1 minute you can see the texture as I am spooning into the serving bowls how thick it is. With this ratio and recipe, you will be able to make 8 to 10 of such small size serving bowls. This is like eating cloudy chocolate. I mean, when you eat it, it will disappear in the mouth, and that's why I am keeping small portions. These are ready. I am keeping them in the fridge for about 30 minutes, after which we will serve. You can also serve it immediately if you want to. After 30 minutes, you can garnish with cocoa powder or roasted nuts. Any which ways, it will taste delicious. Pure chocolate it is, guys. What else can I say? Just the texture is what we have played with. As soon as you eat it, it will disappear in the mouth and you will have a nice chocolatey feeling after you eat it. You must try it. The recipe is very easy. Just you have to take care of a few things. Try it, guys. You will be a fan of this recipe.